Hello, singing friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Miki here, your friendly neighborhood singing coach. How are you guys? I wanted to show you guys my new addition, this fabulous chair. Let me turn the camera so you can fully appreciate. This is from an artist on Etsy. The shop is called Vintage Sylvie, and she's in Manchester in the United Kingdom. And I just love it. I think it's really cool. I've kind of held off on buying interesting pieces of furniture for a while because, as you guys probably know, I have 3 boys. They're pretty little, and they can be kind of rough and boisterous and destructive. My youngest son, Jude, kind of infamously woke up in the middle of the night a few years ago and wrote on all the furniture with a Sharpie. So as you can imagine, that dissuaded me from plunking down a lot of money for new furniture acquisitions, but I do really enjoy finding an interesting piece every now and then. By no means am I like a professional interior designer, as you can see. But I really like this chair, so let me know if you like it or if you think it's hideous, but I wanted to share it with you guys. All right, so today I'm going to be reacting to another Angelina Jordan video. This is Angelina Jordan singing I Will Survive in 2016 when she was a mere 10 years old. And this was a request from one of my patrons, I believe Angel Solis. Let me just double check that. But I'm hoping that I don't have any problems posting this because I have been getting a lot of copyright blocks. Yes, this was requested by Angel Solis. You know, I don't know what's going on recently, but I've been getting a lot more blocks. I don't know why YouTube is being more stringent about flagging. And, you know, ironically, I am an intellectual property attorney in my former life, and reacting to a video should be fair use under the copyright law, but apparently YouTube is very proactive, which I understand. They're probably trying to protect themselves from being sued, but it's just a pain in the butt to do the work and then have it taken down and then have to respond to the strike and make a case. So I'm very hopeful that this is not going to be taken down, but we shall see. I will try to interrupt it a few times. I apologize for that, but that is really just to try and make the clips acceptably short, that they don't feel like we're just taking the entire video and making a derivative work out of it. So let's check it out. I'm excited to hear this. I'm sure it is going to be fabulous. I always love listening to the Barefoot Princess.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. And I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walk into fire without a sad look up on your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave the key. If I'd known you just for 1 second, you'd be back to brother me. Go on now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me? Goodbye, do you think I crumble? You think I lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I got all my love to live, and I got all my love to give, and I survive. I will survive.
All right, I'm gonna pause it there for a moment. I apologize. So I loved that opening, that breathiness when she did, at first I was afraid, right? So much breathiness in that tone. It really grabbed me, that like whisper. I think it's just a really good hook, you know, that like psychological tool of when somebody whispers something, it just gets your attention. You're like, oh, what is she going to tell me? And it's very dramatic. The other thing that I love about this is just seeing these pictures of her, and she's so cute and just like little, you know, and that juxtaposed with the maturity of her voice. If I heard this and I hadn't known that it was her and how old she was and whatnot, I would assume that this was a woman in her 20s or her 30s. You know, just the maturity of her instrument is crazy. And the decisions that she makes musically are also very mature. So when she did that riff, I forget exactly where it was, but it sounded like something that Amy Winehouse would have done, you know, when she was starting out, and she obviously was much older when she achieved notoriety than Angelina. So it always is funny to me to see that juxtaposition of this little girl and her innocence and that maturity is just crazy. It's mind-boggling.
It took all the strength I had not to fall apart. Kept trying to hide them in the pieces of my broken heart. And I spent oh so many nights just feeling sorry for myself. I used to cry, but now I hold my head up high, and now you see me, somebody new. I'm not the chain up little person that's in love with you, and so you felt like jumping in and just expect me to be free. But now I'm saving all my loving for somebody who's loving me. Go on now, go, walk out the door, just turn around, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. When you're the one who tried to break me. With goodbye, do you think I crumble? Did you think I lay down and die? Oh no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I stay alive. I got all my love to live, and I got all my love to give, and I survive. I will survive. Oh, go and now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. You're the one who tried to break me. With goodbye, do you think I crumble? Did you think I lay down and die? Oh no, not I. I will survive. For as long as I know how to love, I know I stay alive. I've got all my life to live, and I got all my love to give, and I survive. I will survive. I will survive.
Very cool. So, a couple of thoughts. I really like how the images of her, she always seems very sweet, and she really enjoys nature. And you see that picture of her cradling her little sister on the plane. She just seems like she's like a good person, and she's really taking advantage of the world travel that comes along with her status, being appreciative of those things. You know, you see so many people who become famous when they're adults and they're jaded and they do drugs, or they like don't really appreciate the ways that they've been blessed. And she really seems like she's a good person, and that she's really appreciating all of the opportunities and the travel and everything else. And the other thing that impresses me is just the heft of her voice in the song, you know, that belt and just the character of it. It's just so incongruous with the way that she looks, this tiny little girl, you know, and then this huge voice coming out so effortlessly is really impressive. I loved the changes in dynamics, you know, where it's really like the momentum is going and it's just driving along, and then they had that spot where everything stopped and she got really quiet for a moment, and then it picked up again, and I thought that was really clever. There were a couple of places like that, like when she started with that breathy tone, that I think were just really smart, the way that she performed it and the way that it was produced, you know, the song form, how they created that dynamic arc, I thought was really intelligent. So I think it's really impressive. I mean, my main takeaway from it is just that it's the incongruity between her age and how much life experience she has, and that voice and her musical understanding, I think, is really impressive and really blows me away. And I think it's so hard to become famous just as a singer now, because there's so many wonderful singers and there's so many singing competitions and there are thousands and thousands of talented singers, but she has risen to the top for a reason. And I think her understanding of the music and the maturity of her voice and how unique it is really stands out. She's totally deserving of all of the fame that she's achieved, and it seems like she is a really good person and really appreciates all the things that come along with it. So that's my take. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for recommending that I react to this, Angel. I hope that you enjoyed my reaction, and I will see you guys here next time. If it's a Monday, I'll see you Wednesday. If it's a Wednesday, I'll see you Monday. Until then, stay well, and of course, happy singing.